Today on Teach Me How to Vegan.
They also have a vegan tzatziki dip.
Which is also very good.
Yes.
And it's nice to not have to make it myself. And it's really flavorful, and it goes with our other staple that we get at Trader Joe's a lot, which is their falafel from the frozen section.
Right.
Which is really delicious.
And the other thing that I love about their falafel is it's pre-cooked. And
yes.
it's frozen.
Yes.
How can you get any more convenient
Oh my
than
gosh,
that?
it's so great. You just pop it in the microwave. Yep.
So when you need that quick grab and go.
And there's about a dozen in a pack, but they are pretty big. I actually end up cutting my falafel in half to put in.
Welcome to Teach Me How to Vegan,
A podcast where we explore how to switch to a vegan diet.
I'm Tony, a health educator, fitness instructor, and plant-based eating program manager for Animal Protection of New Mexico.
I'm Mickey, a stay-at-home homeschooling mom and vegan cook who likes to play in the kitchen.
Our family stopped eating meat in 2007.
And we went vegan in 2016. Now we like to share with others what we've learned.
Thanks for joining us.
Let's get started.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us as always. Today we're
starting a new series where we discuss the options at various grocery stores.
Right. We thought we'd go deeper into talk more about shopping.
Yes.
And some of the different products, finds, gems
Yes.
that are available.
Yeah.
And focusing on different stores.
Yeah. Sort of vegan at fill in the blank.
Right. So to kick it off, we thought we'd start with Trader Joe's.
Hold on. Before we go into a specific store, I think it would be good to talk about areas of the grocery store to look for certain things.
Okay.
Like, I mean, obviously, like the breads are going to be in the bread section. You know, the butter is in the butter section. And all of that is pretty self-explanatory. But like, I know in Walmart, for whatever reason, the tofu and like tofurkey and field roast sausage, that area is in like the produce section, like the cold section of the produce, like where you find the pre-cut fruit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just egg, you're going to look for near the eggs, which is nice. You know, it's so a lot of vegan stuff is actually being put on the shelves in the areas you would think you would find them, not necessarily separate vegan section.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's really interesting, especially a lot of times the frozen Impossible meats and even Beyond meats are with the beef. Like you have to go to the meat section.
Well, no, those are the ones that aren't frozen.
Oh, the not frozen ones.
The not frozen ones
Right.
are in the meat section, which isn't interesting. Like they're putting the alternatives to the animal products with the animal products. So don't forget to check those sections.
Yeah.
Now the like Morningstar and the frozen Impossible stuff, that tends to be in its own sort of section in the freezer area. And sometimes there'll be a plant-based sign. Otherwise, it'll say healthy options or something like that. But it tends to be in the vegetable aisle, the frozen vegetable aisle, I've noticed. And then the like just egg folds are still usually in that aisle, but they're not with the plant-based options. They're closer to like the little like, I don't know, frozen egg options.
The like breakfast. Like frozen breakfast.
Yeah,
options.
but the frozen breakfast egg stuff, not like the French toast sticks or Eggos or something like that. So just those couple of tips. Like there might not be a specific vegan section or plant-based section. Things are starting to find its way onto the regular shelves as an alternative to the animal products.
We're starting to infiltrate the grocery stores.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point, because if you don't find what you're looking for, if there is a vegan section or a plant-based section, you don't find what you're looking for,
wander over to the regular section, quote unquote.
And I always feel weird. I haven't looked in the like meat or butcher, whatever it's called, section in so many years, and now sometimes I'll go wandering over there looking for the Impossible or Beyond, and it's kind of weird.
It is. But it's there because, you know, we're not going to go over every store. And we're just kind of going to hit highlights of ones that we tend to frequent often. And so these sort of general tips could help you navigate any grocery store.
Right. Mm-hmm. Perfect intro.
Great.
Before we get started, just FYI, no sponsorships. We're covering different stores. We don't have any partnerships with anyone.
Yeah.
And we want to share information about how to shop at different stores that we find around our area and around the state. And so...
Yeah. No partnerships. No sponsorships.
So
just stuff we love at these stores.
So we're going to start today with Trader Joe's.
Yes.
My thinking was because, one, it's just really exciting and there's really unique products that you can find there that you can't really find elsewhere.
Right.
So I'm just going to say, if you don't have a Trader Joe's in your hometown, in your town, apologies. However, hopefully there's one nearby that you can go to. In New Mexico, we have them in Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Pretty almost central to the state. So if you don't live in one of those cities, hopefully you find yourself visiting very soon, and it will be so worth the time and energy to stop at Trader Joe's while you're there.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you why.
Yeah, I agree.
So at Trader Joe's, we couldn't possibly cover all the things.
Right.
That would take a whole podcast. But like Mickey said, we're going to cover some of our go-tos, some of our favorite products, and some of the things that we have tried recently, and talk about how we use them. Yeah. And how they fit into our lifestyle. And I was trying to think of a way to categorize things, but I couldn't figure out I don't think there's a good way to categorize stuff. So I kind of just have it in intentionally vegan products, and then products that are either naturally vegan or accidentally vegan that we love from Trader Joe's. Yeah. And we'll just kind of go that way.
And it's funny that that's how you categorize them, because for me, I think about the store that's closest to our home. And when you were asking me for a list of things, I think about how I move through the store and the aisles. And what do I get from each section?
Yeah, you can do a virtual in your mind. Yeah, walk around the store. Yeah, I know, it's amazing. So we're going to be all over the place. I hope that's okay with you and everyone else.
Yes.
So starting with the intentionally vegan products.
Okay.
One of their amazing things. So also a lot of the products are seasonal. So we're going to try to not talk about the seasonal products as much because they rotate, but the ones that are more consistently there.
Yeah. Right. But we'll mention the seasonal ones because there are some fantastic ones.
Right. We'll mention them, but just so people know we're not.
Well, and then the other thing to remember too is that not all Trader Joe's across the country have all the products at the same time, I think.
Right. Or even period. And double check, if it doesn't say vegan on it or plant-based, check the ingredients, because what happened to me one time is I saw somebody share something and it said, "Oh, it's vegan." And I went, and it was like a candy thing, and I was really excited for it. So I went to Trader Joe's, and on the next trip, made sure to get it. And then after I got home, I looked and it had milk in it. And then I realized, they're in a different part of the country. So it's like that Girl Scout cookie thing. Different bakers use different ingredients, and so different regions have vegan and not vegan cookies. I guess it was the same thing with this candy. So double check that.
Double check, please, just in case. Fair warning.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
With all that said, let's talk about some actual foods.
Yes. Yes.
So one thing that we love from there is their meatballs. The meatless meatballs.
Yes.
The Trader Joe's brand. They're really good and really affordable.
They are.
Especially, compared to other brands out there. The other thing that we love about them is they're pre-cooked. So you don't have to necessarily cook them. You just have to, they're heat and serve.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can pop them in the microwave. You can throw them in
a crock pot with some sauce, which is how we typically do it.
Hot sauce and just to
warm sauce, not hot sauce. I guess you could do hot sauce. So you could do hot sauce meatballs.
Good call. You have to specify. Some stove hot heated sauce.
There you go.
To warm them.
Although I feel like the next time we're going to get them, you're going to want hot sauce meatballs now.
Hot sauce. Hello. I know. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. The other thing I love about the Trader Joe's meatballs is you get a lot in that bag. There's like 32 meatballs. Mm-hmm. So they can go a long way. And they're not giant, but they're a good size, mm-hmm. I think. Like when we're stretching our food budget, we'll split the package like in half mm-hmm. Between our family, and half, some with spaghetti and whatever else, and then another meal. But then there's other times one of our favorite things to do is throw them in the crock pot with some barbecue sauce. Mm-hmm. And we have barbecue meatballs with like mashed potatoes and corn and whatever else. And it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah, and how easy is that?
So easy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it can even be really cheap too. Sometimes you can find accidentally vegan barbecue sauce at the Dollar Tree.
Yes, yeah.
And
so
there you go.
Be very affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those meatballs are fantastic.
Of course they're good in pastas. You could do meatball subs.
Mm-hmm. All that good stuff.
We love to just throw them in sauce.
Yeah, throw them in sauce. That's why when you said hot sauce, I was like, light bulb for you.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Another one is the vegan Caesar dressing.
Oh my gosh, yes. This I love. So Ruby's in New Mexico and DC Ruby Reds mm-hmm. makes this kale Caesar salad that is so fantastic with like sun-dried tomatoes and dressing and whatever. And so they went on hiatus for a while in Albuquerque, and I was really missing their like subs and salad. And so I was like, I saw that and it's like, oh, maybe I can recreate it. And it did the trick for me. And I got kale, and I make a kale Caesar salad, and the kids eat it. And I like to throw cucumber, tomato, red onion if I have it, and croutons, kale, and that dressing. And then if I want to make a like bigger, heartier, almost meal out of it, throw in some of Tofurkey's like pre-cooked seasoned chicken chunks, mm-hmm. and I kind of cut that up between us, and you get a chicken Caesar salad. And it's so good.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I think the sun-dried tomatoes,
they add so much.
Yes.
And
that Caesar dressing is super good.
Yes.
And like you said, the kids gobble it up. Anytime that you can get the kids to eat kale without throwing it in a smoothie.
Yes.
Or bribing them.
Yes. You're good. It's good. Take it.
Yeah.
Take the win.
So that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another intentionally vegan
hold on. The last time I was at Trader Joe's recently, there was another vegan dressing, and I don't remember if it was like a dill ranch vegan dressing or something, but it was also next to the vegan Caesar dressing. So there's usually a couple, and you find the vegan Caesar dressing by the greens in the like salad section. Right. And there's usually one or two other options. We just haven't tried them because the Caesar is so good.
Yeah. I've seen posts about that dill dressing, and I'm very curious about it.
Okay. I'll grab it next time I'm there.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Another intentionally vegan product is their soy chorizo.
Yes.
It's the Trader Joe's brand.
Yes. And they consistently have the soy riso.
We call it soy riso.
Yeah, we call it soy riso. I looked
on the package to make sure what it's actually called. It's soy chorizo.
Yeah, maybe it's just habit for us. But anyway,
we call it.
I noticed that Trader Joe's consistently has that when other stores don't have the soy riso. Mm-hmm. And so that's been really nice because the soy riso with potatoes is like a staple in our house. It's so good. It's a staple breakfast. Mm-hmm. A little cheese and some tortilla, or throw it in a burrito.
Yeah, it's Constantine's favorite.
It is.
And you can stretch that one too. You can do half of it.
Yes.
For the family, and then have the other half for another breakfast.
Yeah, we get 2 meals out of it easily.
Yeah.
And then that's also really good as a filling. Soy riso and papas.
Mm-hmm. For tacos.
Mm-hmm. It's a really good taco filling. Tia Mom's Cocina does that. It's so delicious. Yeah. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. And it could go great with burritos. You can add anything else to it too, beans or grilled peppers or whatever.
Just egg, soy riso, and potato and cheese in a breakfast burrito I think that's probably my favorite breakfast burrito. It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So another exciting one that we're like, oh my God, this is so good. You have to try it is the caramelized French onion dip.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you guys. Oh my God. I think it is. Is it my favorite French onion dip?
Yes.
It's probably my favorite French onion dip. Mm-hmm. It's so good. And it's one that is pretty new. And I'm hoping it's not a seasonal thing that just came out with the last flyer.
Because we'll be writing emails.
Because it is that good. It's so, so good to you guys. So good.
That's all we could say about it.
Yeah. It's so good.
Especially like if you liked French onion dip before.
Yes.
You went vegan and now you're vegan and like there's not really much out there.
Try this one.
This is that one.
Yeah.
But I think it's better than...
Because it's caramelized onion.
Yeah.
That caramelized onion really does something delicious.
Yes.
To the dip.
Yeah.
So try it. But before this dip existed, when I had a hankering for French onion dip, chips and dip, I would have to make my own. And I have a good recipe. It was tasty. But this one that I don't have to make.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's better because it's flavored with actual caramelized onions and not like flavorings or some
spices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not just spices.
Exactly.
So.
All right. So speaking of dips, they have a vegan nacho dip.
Mm-hmm. That's tasty too.
Which is really tasty. I think the reason I wasn't super impressed with it is because we could make it at home.
Mm.
And I know other people that can make it at home. And that's why I was like, okay. With that said, for the convenience, you're paying for the convenience, which is fine and which is worth it sometimes.
Yes.
So you don't have to make it from scratch.
Yes.
And do the work.
Yeah. It's good to take like game night or take to a friend's or grab it and go
type of thing.
And I think you get that and some of their tortilla chips, especially the blue corn. That's a good combo.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good combo.
Yeah. And especially, our friends who aren't good at cooking or don't put in the work to cook and just want or need the grab and go.
Yes.
It's a very good option for you.
It is.
And then they also have a vegan tzatziki dip.
Mm-hmm. Which is also very good.
Yes.
And it's nice to not have to make it myself. Now, for our family of 4, we have to stretch that. Yeah. The one container we have to stretch. When I make tzatziki dip myself, we always have leftovers because it uses like a whole block of tofu. So it's a big recipe. But it's a really good dip and it's really flavorful and it goes with our other staple that we get at Trader Joe's a lot, which is their falafel from the frozen section.
Right.
Which is really delicious. Both boys like that falafel a lot. It's another one that is Teen's favorite. Like he will ask, when he knows I'm going to Trader Joe's every so often, can you get falafel? Because he likes it so much. And then another thing that we get at Trader Joe's that's there a lot is their pita bread. So we will make falafel pita sandwiches with the tzatziki dressing.
Yes.
Grab some cucumbers and tomatoes and lettuce, and you got your whole sandwich.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing that I love about their falafel is it's pre-cooked.
And
it's frozen.
Yes.
How can you get any more convenient?
Oh my gosh,
than that?
It's so great. You just pop it in the microwave. Yep.
It's glorious.
Yes.
So when you need that quick grab and go.
Mm-hmm. And there's about a dozen in a pack because we consistently get 3, but they are pretty big. I actually end up cutting my falafel in half to put in my pita sandwiches.
And then you make 2.
And then I end up with 2 because that's more manageable for me to eat.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're a good size dozen.
Yeah. So, and I had said I broke it up between like the intentionally vegan and the not intentionally vegan. And now we veered into the unintentionally vegan because it matched. See, so we're going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
So let's round out this meal with our other great product that we love from Trader Joe's, which is dolmas.
Dolmas. Oh my gosh, their dolmas.
Their dolmas are the best.
Yes.
That we have had. Like as pre-prepared
dolma. Mm-hmm.
Canned dolma goes. We've tried lots of other ones. Trader Joe's is just so good.
Yeah, all of us prefer the Trader Joe's. I think the only other one that we liked almost as much as the Trader Joe's was the ones we got from Alkid's Market in Albuquerque.
On San Pedro and Montgomery.
Yes, that one. That's the only other place that we liked the dolmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these ones are so good. I was so sad when for months on end they didn't have the dolmas. So every time I'm in Trader Joe's now and I see it, I grab like 4 cans just to be safe. And we go through them because even when, like the last time we were there, I grabbed 4 cans of dolmas, but they didn't have any falafel. But I get hummus and veggies, and pita, and we will have veggies, hummus, and pita and dolmas as a lunch. Easy, especially like it's so easy. The kids can serve themselves. It's great.
Yep. Or when you're out and about and you're doing a lot of activity for the day.
Yeah.
And you just want to get home and have dinner on the table, like quick. But you want something fresh. You know, a lot of the grab and go things these days are greasy or salty or heavy.
Yeah.
And you don't want that. This is where it's at. Stop at Trader Joe's, grab the things. We'll have dinner on the table in 10 minutes and it'll be fresh tasting.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So then, you also mentioned hummus, which we buy their hummus pretty often.
Yeah.
So,
and they have a lot of different flavors. And I haven't seen their eggplant hummus in a long time, but that one was really good whenever it comes back.
Yeah, hopefully it comes back. And the cool thing about that one was it was oil-free.
It was oil-free, yeah.
So on the low-fat side, or if that's what you're looking for, that was a really good
option.
Sort of, lower fat, fat-free, oil-free option.
All right.
All right, back to the intentionally vegan products. We like their mozzarella-style shreds.
Yes.
The cheese, shredded cheese.
Yeah. It was out for a while. Now it's back. I don't remember the last time we had it, if it's a new recipe, but it's there and it's really good. It's in the cheese section. And then the last time I was there, I noticed a vegan dairy-free Parmesan next to the mozzarella. So FYI, that exists now. The other thing that's near there that's intentionally vegan that we like a whole lot is their vegan cream cheese. And I haven't seen that. I don't think it was at the last store I was at. But they used to have it all the time, and it was really delicious. It's a really good cream cheese. Really good. I'm a little picky about cream cheese, and I liked their cream cheese a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, all right, I said we're all over the place. So this is in the frozen section. Sorry to jump around, but the orange chicken.
I was just going to say the meatless orange chicken pieces. Oh my gosh, they're so good. So good. And I just make a quick fried rice on the side and cook that up, and it's delicious. Or you can do white rice, and then you can cook up, when you cook your meatless orange chicken pieces, do some peppers and pineapple. Put it over white rice. Delicious.
Or brown rice. You could do that too, but Mickey has this thing with what kind of rice goes with what. So that's why she specified white rice. But that's her thing and not a thing.
That is, I know. Okay. And then recently, this was a new product. I'd not seen it before. I'm hoping it's one that they have all the time because, oh my gosh, it was so delicious. Was a vegan Korean beef.
It was called Korean, I don't know how to pronounce it, so maybe correct me, but Korean beefless bulgogi.
Oh, okay.
Bulgogi.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, it was so good. I made a beef and broccoli, like a vegan beef and broccoli with like a sauce. And we were trying to get it on the stove quick. And so I did white rice, but it'd be delicious over brown rice. Oh my God.
All 4 of us were like, oh my God, this is so
I took a bite
good.
and I was like, Teen took a bite. And then we take a second bite. And then Tony finally takes a bite.
It was fun.
That's all it was for the first like 30, 40 seconds of the meal.
Yeah, I'm a little bit slower and I heard them. And I'm like, okay, are they being dramatic or is it that good? And then I take a bite. Oh.
It was funny.
But it is like packed with flavor.
It is.
And then we just did our classic like Google non-vegan beef and broccoli recipe just to see what they put in the sauce.
Yeah.
And then, because that's all the sauces and flavorings are always mostly vegan anyway. So we just like copied that to make the beef and broccoli sauce. And
it was delicious.
But that beefless
I think that had a lot of
stuff. It was it was packed with flavor.
It was so good.
As it was.
Yeah, and it was funny because I was thinking, I'm like, man, I want to get it again and make it again similar but without the sauce to see what the meat tastes like without the sauce because it was so good.
Yeah.
It was just so good.
Yeah.
So that's a product that I hope that they carry a lot.
Yeah. And so I feel like it was packed with so much flavor that like if you're not good with cooking,
right,
you could still just like saute it with some broccoli or whatever, and you can't make it taste bad.
Right. Agreed.
Aside from like burning it to a crisp, there's no other way to screw it up.
Right.
And I could be wrong, but that one might have been pre-cooked also, where you just have to like heat it.
It was, yeah. The packaging was really only like 4 minutes. It was just like heat it through. So I'm pretty sure that was also it was very quick because I remember thinking like, oh, this ain't nothing. And because I got concerned about the broccoli being too cooked by the time it was all said and done.
Yep. And it makes it more convenient and quick because the beef and broccoli recipes I was looking at they all said like cook the broccoli and then remove it from the pan.
Yeah.
And then cook your beef because the beef takes forever to cook, and then add the broccoli in so it doesn't get overcooked and all that drama. I'm like, we could just, since this cooks so quickly, you can just throw it all together and not do all these steps.
Yeah, I realized when I said that what I was concerned about is when I added the sauce, because there was cornstarch in it and I wanted it to thicken some. And I think I didn't have the right ratio of cornstarch in it because it wasn't thickening as quickly as I wanted it to. And I was getting concerned about the broccoli cooking. But you're right. When we looked at it, we were like, oh, we can cook the meat and broccoli together. Like we actually cooked the broccoli a little bit first and then added the beef to it. And it would have been perfect. Everything would have been perfect if we didn't like add the sauce. Like I wouldn't be worried about the broccoli being overcooked if I didn't add the sauce.
Yeah. And then the other thing about this product is it's a lot. We cooked the whole package and just served it all to us because we're used to those products just being like a one-time use kind of thing. And we were like, this is a really big serving.
It's a really big serving. Yeah.
Like, it can feed a lot of people, or you might get, if you're like a family of 4 or less, you'll probably get 2 uses out of it. Or you have lots of leftovers for the next meal. So, and use a lot of broccoli. Like we didn't use enough broccoli for the ratio. By the time it cooked down, you're like, I
could have put so much more
doubled the broccoli.
Yes. Could have doubled the broccoli. I bet you we could get 2 meals out of it if we doubled the broccoli. And that would have been a lot of broccoli because there was a lot of broccoli in the pan.
Yeah.
And then, but that by the time it cooked down and then the ratio of broccoli to that beef product was, I was like, oh, I would totally be down for more broccoli.
Yep.
So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was really exciting.
Yeah, that was really exciting.
Another one that, well, I don't think we have tried it. I think Mickey and the boys tried it one day without me. Was the meatless meat eaters pizza. They have a frozen pizza. It's kind of reminiscent of the frozen Daya pizzas.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I wouldn't know.
He says. Yeah, I think I got it when we were going to my mom's.
Because she said, we've tried that. I'm like, no, we haven't.
And I was like, oh.
I think me and the boys tried it.
Whoops.
So tell us about it.
So it is really good. It is on the small side. Like the Daya pizzas are kind of on the small side, I feel like. But the meatless products on it are really good. And so it's pretty tasty. And I think when I got it, it was like $6 or $7. And so that's why I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of expensive, but I'm going to make it work, and I'm sure I grabbed something else to eat on the side of it, probably a dip and chips or something.
Yeah. And I mean, if you put it with like a salad or some other side that's a little bit hearty.
Yeah.
That size of frozen pizza could feed 2 people with a side and stuff. It's like when you have teenagers or kids that just want to eat pizza, that they just want a whole pizza to themselves.
It adds up. Yeah. That.
And then you have to, yeah. So
there's that. But it was tasty, and we were all pretty impressed with the meatless products on it. It was tasty.
And it's interesting, the title, it's called Meatless Meat Eaters Pizza.
Yes.
Like they're targeting, it's not like a meatless meat lovers, or it's a meat eaters.
Yeah.
Like it's the meatless pizza for meat eaters. I just found that interesting.
Yeah. That is an interesting word choice.
You see who they're targeting with these new products, which is cool. But they're also there for us too.
Yeah.
Another new exciting one was the tofu kimchi soup, which was like a frozen soup. It was full of flavor, a little spicy for people who. Yeah. I was gonna put you on blast,
people.
But you. It was like good spice for me. I know that like Mickey wouldn't be able to eat the whole thing,
right?
Because it would get too spicy after a while. But oh my gosh, loaded with flavor. That one was a really good one.
Yeah.
Just again, when you need a grab and go option. I feel like the pattern is that Trader Joe's has a lot of grab and goes that are not super heavy and super greasy.
Yeah, because they had a couple. Do you have them on the list? They had a couple like Indian cuisine options.
I don't have them on the list, but yeah.
But I've seen them also. And I had gotten a rice one when I got you that soup. I got a rice one, and it was tasty, and it wasn't heavy either.
Yeah, so it's like when you're on the go or you need something quick, but you don't want to do like fast food, or you don't. You can just stop there real quick, grab some things, and heat them. Yeah, and serve.
And because I've also seen a black bean red sauce enchilada.
Right
there, which is tasty as well.
Yeah.
In the frozen section.
So explore the frozen section.
Yeah. Before you move on, also in the frozen section is the vegetable dumplings.
Uh-huh.
And I think those are accidentally vegan.
Right. I had them in my accidentally
vegan list. Okay. Yeah, because we're all over the place. We warned you. Sorry, everyone. But this is so good, and you get the gyoza sauce with it, and you serve it. I like to serve it like we would get dumplings at a restaurant, because that was like Fortune's favorite thing. That's all he would want whenever we would go to Thai vegan. He would want their steamed dumplings. And so I started serving it the way they do. They put a little like greens down, and there's like carrot or something, and then the sauce, and it's so good. And so I always serve it with rice and greens with carrots and the dumplings, and then we pour gyoza sauce over everything, and it's delicious. And you can get the gyoza sauce at Trader Joe's. It's their sauce.
Yeah, so good.
And
then the greens add a varied texture for people who need varied textures.
I am people. It's me. But it does. It does.
But I like it. He's out of line, but he's got a point.
Yes, he is. And it's sometimes I shred my own carrots, but lately I've just been buying the like matchstick carrots. They're a little bit thicker than the shreds, which also gives me a different texture to that.
And a lot more convenient.
Yes.
And then we add carrot to lots more things.
We do. When I buy those matchstick carrots, they go in like so much stuff.
Yeah.
So much. Just a little sprinkle of carrots. It's great.
Okay. Just a few more intentionally vegan products, and then we'll finish out the accidentally or naturally vegan list. But one staple from Trader Joe's is their marshmallows.
Oh, yes.
And I think they're technically seasonal, like...
So what they do is the big ones are seasonal in the summer, and the mini ones are seasonal like fall and winter.
Right, which I guess, hot cocoa and hot beverages use the little ones, and then the big ones for like roasting. But if you want s'mores in the winter, you better stock up in the summer.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, I guess.
Yeah. And the last time I was there, I hadn't seen them, and we had to order, like we just hadn't had access to marshmallows, so I had like ordered a 3-pack off of Amazon. So when I saw at Trader Joe's, I'm like, oh my gosh, marshmallows. I grabbed like 3 right away.
Because we like s'mores and campfires and roasting marshmallows, and especially Fortune.
Yes.
So, and the Trader Joe's brand are vegan. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I think it might be, because most marshmallows have gelatin.
Yeah.
But there's a few brands, including Trader Joe's, which is awesome.
Yes.
And good to know.
Yes.
Also come in handy for making treats, like Rice Krispie treats and other things that people like to make. And on that note, also their chocolate chips.
Yes.
The Trader Joe's brand. Because again, most chocolate chips are not vegan, but some brands are. Trader Joe's has our back in terms of their chocolate chips as well.
And only their chocolate chips, not their chocolate chunks.
Right.
FYI.
Which is an important distinction.
Yeah. So well, I haven't checked the chocolate chunks in a long time.
But the last time we checked, I remember checking not too long ago.
Okay.
And I was like, ugh.
Okay.
And on this note, speaking of chocolate chips, they're chocolate chip cookies. They have chocolate chip cookies. They come in like a little brown bag and they say vegan. Oh my gosh.
They're so good.
Yeah. Recently, a friend of mine who is not vegan but leans plant-based when he can, that sort of thing, he texted me a picture of them and was like, I have to hide these from myself.
Yes, I know the feeling,
and I was
friend.
like, I know, I got you. Yep. I know exactly how you feel.
Yep.
Like, that's
the
accuracy.
Tough times, man. Tough times there.
And then speaking of desserts, they have ice creams.
Yes.
And they consistently have vanilla. I think it's a soy-based ice cream.
Oh my! And it's so good, and it's a vanilla bean, and it's got the little flecks in it.
Yes.
The little vanilla flakes.
Specks.
Thank you. Whatever you want to call them, like, the other,
like the high quality
vanilla bean. Not just vanilla bean.
Yeah.
It's a vanilla bean, and it's so delicious. So good.
Yeah. It's soy good. I wonder where it's been all my life.
Oh my God.
You got to put those two together. The other
Okay.
The other cool thing about it is its affordability.
It is.
Because the vegan ice creams can add up. They're not cheap.
Yes, and they're usually only little pints, but this one is a quart.
It's a bigger thing for like the price of the pints in other stores.
Yes.
So
when Teen asked for an ice cream bar for one of his birthday dinners with family, that's the base ice cream we got.
Yep.
Was there.
Like,
and then we just had
different toppings.
And you could fold in like they do at the fancy, Cold Stone and other places where they get your ice cream and they fold in. So you get your like cookies and cream or your, M&Ms
turtle,
or
blah,
turtle.
blah, blah.
Yeah. And you fold it and you can do that yourself.
For a much more affordable thing. Yeah. Super into it. And then they also consistently have a chocolate cherry.
Is it chocolate cherry or just cherry?
I'm almost certain it's chocolate because it reminds me of the Cherry Garcia.
Right.
It's very reminiscent of
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's vegan Cherry Garcia, but a little different.
And it's really good. Yeah, a lot cheaper. It's really good. And I know that because I don't ever choose Cherry Garcia.
She doesn't.
I don't. But everybody, and I like it. It's not that I don't like it. It's that I will choose something else over it. So when we're at Trader Joe's and we're debating between the two, and my guys have not had cherry ice cream in a while, we'll get the cherry ice cream and I enjoy it. So I know it's good because even I enjoy it.
And that.
So.
All right. So some naturally vegan products that are great from Trader Joe's. One is their frozen roasted corn.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
There's something about.
Because it's fire roasted. And it's that fire roasted that like takes the corn up a notch. It's so delicious.
Yeah.
So good.
So we love it in corn chowder. Because it adds so much more flavor and depth than non-roasted corn would in that recipe. I don't even want it without the roasted corn, but it's my favorite food. One of my top 5 favorite foods with the roasted corn. It's also really great to add to salads.
Yes.
Of all sorts.
Quinoa, like a cold quinoa salad, a pasta salad, a like cold rice, black bean, cilantro thing.
Yesterday, Mickey made that for lunch. It was rice, black beans, cilantro, orange peppers, avocados,
red onion, tomato.
Delicious. And I was like, what would have been so good in this also is the roasted corn.
And I was really disappointed because I had meant to put it in because then literally we would have had every single color of the rainbow in this meal.
Yeah.
The only thing I was missing was yellow.
Yeah.
The corn.
And if it was roasted.
Oh my gosh, and it would have been so
And it's frozen, as opposed to like canned corn. Frozen corn has a different texture. I think it tastes more fresh to me.
Yeah.
So one of the best things that Trader Joe's does is that. Also, their tortillas. Sometimes we get their tortillas because they have good whole wheat tortillas.
Yeah. And they're tasty.
And
their corn tortillas One brand they carry, I forget which one, has very minimal ingredients in corn, which is and they're more like the Mission corn tortillas that you can get in most grocery stores are good. They're not as pliable. They seem to be stiffer, but there's only like 3 ingredients. These ones at Trader Joe's, 3 or 4 ingredients, minimal ingredients, and a little more pliable. So that's
why we prefer those sometimes.
Yeah.
And Trader Joe's also has really good bagels. Wide variety.
Yes.
We love their everything bagels.
Yes.
In the fall, they have the pumpkin bagels.
Yes. With their cream cheese. I'm telling you, so delicious.
It is fall life.
Yeah, it is. And then in the fall, they have pumpkin cinnamon rolls that are accidentally vegan, unintentionally vegan, and they're so good.
They're the cold ones that you like pop the can and bake them at home.
Yep.
So they're fresh out of the oven with minimal effort and maximum flavor.
Yeah, exactly. And then for the rest of the year, their regular cinnamon rolls that are out are accidentally vegan.
Quite good as well.
Yes, and they're very good also.
Sort of a Christmas tradition of ours.
Yeah,
their
cinnamon rolls
for breakfast because we don't get enough sugar that day, so we have to kick it off with sugar, I guess.
We also have quiche with vegetables in it.
Okay. And then speaking of bagels, which even though we went into cinnamon rolls, but speaking of bagels, they also have the everything but the bagel seasoning at Trader Joe's, and other places have this too, but I feel like Trader Joe's is the best one. Okay. Am I making that up? You disagree?
I think the one at Costco is comparable to the Trader Joe's one.
You're right. I get them confused because they're both so good.
They're both, yes. Like, I do think the Trader Joe's one is really good. I have tried like an off-brand at other stores, and it's not the same. But I think the Costco one is comparable.
It is.
And for us, the way I was using the everything but the bagel spicing, seasoning
we needed
stuff,
to buy it in bulk.
I needed the bigger container.
Yeah. The thing
I've chilled out a little bit now with it, but I will use it as like a quick seasoning and stuff. Like I made a 5-minute, maybe 10-minute potato salad the other day, yesterday. And the seasoning I used was that because I was out of garlic and something else. And I was like, well, this has so much flavor in it. It'll be so good. I'm just going to use this. And it was delicious.
Yeah. And before people ask, we'll do that 10-minute potato salad another day.
Okay.
We won't share it this time because I was like, we have to share that, but we need to give it its due attention.
Okay. I'm glad it was that good.
Put that in our back pocket for another day.
But anyway, yes, I think the Costco one is comparable in quality to the Trader Joe's one.
The thing I don't like about some of the off-brand ones, I think they're too salty.
Yes.
They rely too much on salt. And maybe like cheap spices.
Well, and I noticed with the Costco one, but I think this was the same with the Trader Joe's one too, is you have to like shake it up before you use it
because it settles.
Because it settles, and I notice when you get down to the bottom, there's a lot of salt left.
Oh, okay.
And so I try to shake it up a little bit before I use it.
Okay.
And I think maybe that's a trick. I don't know, but I do think the Costco one is comparable.
Okay.
And you get a bigger container. But if you don't go to Costco, do not skip this seasoning. It's delicious on so much stuff.
Yeah.
Because we've used it before also as in just like coleslaw. Like we'll put it in coleslaw. You can put it on avocado toast, in the potato salad that I just did.
Just on potatoes?
Just on potatoes oh my gosh, just a baked potato.
You took the word everything literally.
Literally. You can put it
on everything.
Super good.
Another great product they have is their pizza dough.
Yes.
Which is like already prepared pizza dough in a little bag. It's in the cold section.
It's usually in between the like meats and whatever's next to the meats.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like perfect for one pizza dough to make one pizza. Or sometimes I just roll it out and cut it into sticks and make breadsticks out of it.
Yes.
And they have different flavors. They have like a whole wheat one, a plain one, and then they have like a
herb one.
And last time I checked, all of them were vegan.
Yeah.
It's so convenient, and it's, again, the affordability. It's like $1.50. Maybe the price went up
$2
to
maybe $2 now. Yeah.
But that's not bad for a fresh pizza dough that you don't have to make or think about. It's so easy to work with.
And then you go down their sauce aisle, and you get Teen's favorite product at Trader Joe's. He wanted us to be sure we said that. The tomato basil marinara sauce.
I don't know why we're obsessed with this sauce.
Because it's so good. You know what? I think part of it, the flavor is on point. There's really, really good flavor in it. And I think it's not as watery as some of the other sauces. You know, when you get a spaghetti sauce and you make your plate, and then it's almost like the tomato stuff stays on top of your pasta, and then the water, then your spaghetti's like sitting in a pool of water. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think the Trader Joe's one doesn't do that.
Okay.
And the flavor is so good. Like, it stays together really well, and the flavor is delicious. It is, I think, the best tomato basil sauce
I've
had in a while, in a long time. That we consistently buy, because it's also $1.50 a jar.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. It's so affordable and so good.
And just to like give you an idea of how good it is or how much we like it, whenever the boys see me making pizza or pasta or something, and they're always like, "Ooh, pizza!" And then they look at what kind of sauce
it is.
What kind of sauce do you have? And if it's the Trader Joe's one, they're like, "Yes, this is gonna be so good." And if it's another brand, because we didn't make it to Trader Joe's or for whatever reason, they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll see how that is."
Yeah. And that, like, they still enjoy
and it's never
their
grow.
food.
Yeah, like this is good, but it's not like.
But it's not. Yeah.
Trader Joe's tomato basil.
Yeah. So you get that pizza dough, you get the tomato basil, you get their vegan mozzarella. You have a pizza.
A homemade fresh pizza, and you get some veggies to top it, and for less than $10, you have a fresh,
good sized pizza,
homemade pizza.
Yeah, good deal.
And the cheese is the main cost in that. So if you like to do cheese-less pizza, you can do it for less than $5.
Yeah.
Or around $5. Super good. And then speaking of that sauce, we also like their rice pasta, their brown rice pasta.
Yes. Their brown rice pasta is the best brown rice pasta I've had.
Yep.
And I think, so I'll say that we've had, because it holds its shape. It doesn't fall apart. And it's just not worth it to try other brands, because it's affordable, because it's accessible, because we can find it pretty easily. Just
why reinvent the wheel? Why try other options?
Why keep looking around type of thing.
So, and we just like it because it's good, but it's a great option for people with gluten allergies or who just want to break from wheat pasta. It's a good way to mix it up. And it's another super quick on the table
quickly
in a hurry.
Yep.
That pasta with their sauce, you can throw a salad with it or something.
Yep. Throw that Caesar salad on the side.
Or some like roasted veggies on the side. Quick and easy. Another staple from there is their shredded potato hash browns.
Oh yes, we get that all the time.
All the time.
All the time. And that's my main, the potato hash browns there. For the tofu breakfast bake.
For the tofu breakfast bake.
Yes.
And for the grits, for the Tabitha Brown's grits.
Grits, yes.
We use it for that too. Very convenient, very delicious.
Yeah. And then the boys really like the Trader Joe's hash brown patties.
They do.
They really like them.
We're not like super into them, but the boys are super into them.
They're a little too greasy for me. That's why we're not real into them, but the boys really like them.
And I think that's why they are into them.
Yeah.
They're like the greasiest ones.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to mention from there is their candied pecans.
Of course you do.
Obsessed with them.
Yeah, you are. They're really good.
And I have to like get a serving, put the bag far out of my reach, because I'll get sick. If I eat there's like 4 or 6 servings in a bag, and it's like all the fat that my body can handle for the day, and I don't want to do that to myself in one sitting because it doesn't end well.
It doesn't.
But they're so good.
Yeah, you do love them. I have 2 more things I want to bring up that you don't have on the list. They, in their chip aisle, they have the Trader Joe's version of Fuego Takis, the chili lime like rolled tortilla chips. And those, you guys like them a lot. I like them too. I can't like eat any of the Takis. It's too much for me, and like my stomach can't handle it. Mm-hmm. With the chili lime rolled tortilla chips, I think that's what they're called, mm-hmm. chili lime rolled tortilla chips or something mm-hmm. like that. It's like a bright pink bag. And those I can eat a little bit more. And it just seems like the ingredients it's like better ingredients.
Yeah, they're better quality ingredients. Yeah. There's less amount of ingredients.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean, because I like the Fuego Takis, but I have to have them sparingly because mm-hmm. my stomach won't like me.
Yeah.
And
something in the Fuego ingredients that just hits our stomachs
different
and then hard.
We recently found some even cheaper version of Fuego Takis that were actually vegan, and those ones
are even worse for you.
They're too much for my stomach.
Yeah.
And we can't do them. So like the higher quality is a nice
so
thing.
Like the Trader Joe's ones are really good, and those I think were like a new product. Like it came out with the flyer, but then more flyers have been out since then, and they've consistently had them. So that's good. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was the Trader Joe's JoJo cookies.
Mm.
Those I know, like there's like a pumpkin one in the fall, and then like a cookies and cream one, and then there's like a Oreo one. Those are usually accidentally vegan also.
And those are really good.
Yeah, and they're really good. And then the cinnamon alphabet crackers at Trader Joe's mm-hmm. are also accidentally vegan, and that's really good. And cookie butter.
Oh, I forgot about the cookie butter.
Yeah, you did forget about the cookie butter. But cookie butter and the little alphabet crackers, put them together. Delicious snack. So those are the last few things that I can think of off the top of my head that weren't on the list that I did want to mention.
And there's like, for everything we mentioned, there's like 5 more things we didn't mention.
Oh, also there's sweet chili sauce.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I forgot to get it at the last time I was there. Oh my gosh. I didn't see it.
You love their sweet chili sauce.
I do. Oh.
And you put it on everything, but what do you put it on
specifically? Nugs. Nugs. It's my favorite on nugs.
It's really with other stuff too.
It's really good too with like fries or like wedges, when you do like potato wedges, kind of mm-hmm. fat. It's really good with that too. And then I mean, it could be good on so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So much stuff. But anyway. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to cut us off because we'll be here all day for 5 more hours.
But those are some favorites.
And like I said, for everything we said, there's 5 to 10 more things we didn't say.
And then I think on Instagram there's a page that's like vegan at Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm. And also on Facebook too. There's vegan at Trader Joe's groups. You can see all the products and recommendations people have. I imagine there's like a Discord server, and
there's probably
whatever platform you use, these groups are available to just see what. And it's interesting to see how people prepare different things. Like those Korean beefless things we got.
Yeah.
People have done some really creative things with those. And
nice.
That,
have
it's
to check
good for inspiration. So recommend those groups online. And we'd love to hear what you enjoy from Trader Joe's and how you like to make it.
Let me know what you like your sweet chili sauce with so I can expand my horizons.
Exactly.
When I find it, I can't believe I forgot it. I didn't see it, and I was in a rush. And I didn't see it. Yeah.
Sad day.
Sad day.
All right. Hopefully we filled you with inspiration. Hopefully you have a Trader Joe's close enough to you where you can try some of these products, or you find yourself visiting the lovely cities of Albuquerque or Santa Fe very soon.
Mm-hmm. I imagine there's some in like El Paso too, probably.
Oh, I didn't specifically look, but hopefully.
Like basically.
Well, I'm just saying, visit those great cities.
Yeah. There you go.
Got a lot to offer.
Yes.
And as always, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. We release new episodes every 2 weeks. You can always email us at plantbased@apnm.org or visit our website at apnm.org/plantbased for classes, recipes, and more resources.
See you in 2 weeks.